We begin our second presentation of the evening. Just a few housekeeping reminders. Please silence your cell phones or place them on vibrate, and we request that you avoid getting up and leaving in the middle of a presentation, if possible out of courtesy to our speakers and fellow attendees. If you're looking for a seat, we encourage you to use the front rows and fill seats from the far end of each row first. This helps minimize disruptions for everybody. For our second presentation of the evening, we have a Lec Dem led by Sreeram Venkat. Sreeram started learning Carnatic vocal music from Srimati Shyamala Krishna in Kansas and later from Srimati Geeta Ganesh in Kerry, Sri Malladi Suribabu and Srimati Malladi Vasavi in India. Currently, he is a student of Sri Madurai R. Sundar in Detroit. Additionally, Sreeram has been undertaking Vedic and Shastric studies initially from Sri Ganapati Sharma and Sri Lalita Krishna Sharma in Kerry, and now from Sri Pranav Swaminatha Ganapatigal in Seattle. Sreeram has given several lectures on such topics such as mathematics in Carnatic music, the flora of Carnatic music, and the Panchabhuta Linga Kshetra Kritis. Sreeram is accompanied today by Visruth Sudhakar on the Mridangam and Vinithra Sudhakar on the violin. Visruth Sudhakar is a performing Mridangam artist with many years of experience accompanying Carnatic vocal, instrumental, and Bharatanatyam dance recitals throughout the US and India. Visruth began his training at a young age from Sri Sudhindra Rao of Kerry, North Carolina, and is currently under the tutelage of Sri R. Shankara Narayan. Over the years, Visruth has performed at diverse stages, including the Cleveland Tyagaraja Aradhana and the American Folk Festival, and teaching in education of Carnatic music through participating in community outreach events and teaching the art of Mridangam. Visruth is currently pursuing a PhD in electrical and computer engineering at Duke University in Durham, North Carolina. Vinithra Sudhakar is a violinist from Kerry, North Carolina, who's been learning violin under the tutelage of Srimati Sita and Vidushi Ranjani Ramakrishnan. She has performed as a solo and accompanist at various festivals and programs across North Carolina and beyond. Sreeram's topic today is Nadi Nadam, an exploration of the rivers of India through the lens of Carnatic compositions. Thank you guys.
सदाशिवसमारम्भाम् शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् कैलासनाथ कुमारम् कैलासनाथ कुमारम् कार्तिकेय मनोहरम् कैलासनाथ कुमारम् कार्तिकेय मनोहरम् हालास्य Namaskaram, everyone. Today we'll be presenting on Nadi Nadam, which is an exploration of the rivers of India, Bharatiya Nadiya, through the lens of Carnatic compositions. So, what are the rivers of India first? So we'll start there. I'm going to take an example. If you might have heard this, if you went to the SV temple during one of the Brahmotsavam, during the Srinivasa Kalyanam, during the Sankalpam portion, they will read out a list of the rivers of India. So this is written in a prose, so we'll just set it to some tune and present it here. Bhagirathi Gautami Narmada Yamuna Saraswati Krishna Veni Bahuda Bhimarati Tunga Bhadra Renuka Manavaharini Kaveri Kritamala Tamraparni Vishoka Kaushiki Gandaki Vichitrika Vasishtha Pravara Kashyapi Sarayu Sarva Bhavaha Kushavati Phalguni Karatoya Gyaneka Punyanadi Pavitrite. So this part of the Mahasankalpa is recited to say what is the place that we're doing this Srinivasa Kalyanam. To describe all the places, they also list the cities, major towns in India, things like this. But so this is a list of some of the major rivers that show up in India. You can see it mapped there. Why are rivers important? So for those of you taking AP World History, you might find this useful. A long time ago, we didn't have civilizations or cities, so we had tribes of hunters and gatherers. These people, they were only worried about, okay, where am I getting my next meal? And is something going to kill me, right? These are the only two things that they were kind of worried about. They didn't really have time to sit down and compose, large works of poetry or art or develop large musical repertoires. It's only when people started doing farming that they had enough food so that then they could focus on having other professions aside from who's going to protect us and who's going to get our food. So with the development of agriculture comes civilization. You see this happening all across the world, in Mesopotamia you have, in China you have the Yellow River, in Egypt you have Nile, and of course you have the Indus River Valley civilization in India. But along rivers is where the civilizations develop, because the rivers are the constant source of water. You use that, you get the agricultural development, you have the farmland. Once people have a steady source of food, then they can start doing things like, now I'm going to develop art forms. So rivers in that way form kind of an adharam for the art form that we can experience today as students. So that's why rivers have a very special part in our civilization and our society. Some of the synonyms or different names for rivers in Sanskrit are shown on the screen here. Nadi, of course, Sarita, Tarangini, Tatini, Apaga. And what's that last one? Why does that have a question mark? Nada. Nadi is generally feminine in Sanskrit. And there's a kind of a karika saying Prak sodaso nadiyaha, nadyaha, pratyak sodaso nadaha, armadam mina. Meaning, the rivers that flow to the east, we call Nadi. Rivers that flow to the west, we call Nada, is a masculine. And then, but Narmada is a river that does flow to the west, but we're going to keep that aside. So that means we're still calling Narmada Nadi, even though it flows to the west. But in general, rivers that flow to the east are what are called Nadis. Even though nowadays, colloquially, we generally just say Nadi to mean whatever river. So that's kind of a background on rivers. The first one we opened with, the first piece we opened with was Muthuswami Dikshitar's composition in Raga Bilahari on Ganesha in Madurai. Halasya Kshetram is Madurai, the abode of Meenakshi Sundareshwara. And Vegavati Tataviharam. So Vegavati is the Vaigai river. In Tamil it's called Vaigai. Another name for it is also Kritamala in Sanskrit. You should have heard that in the list of rivers. Kritamala Shoda. But here it's also called Vegavati. The origin story of Vaigi or Vegavati is a very interesting one. During the grand wedding between Meenakshi Devi and Somasundareshwara, Sundareshwara had called a guest by the name of Kundodara. Large, big beefy guy. So he comes in and Meenakshi Amman says, "Don't worry, I'll take care of all the catering. No matter how many people you invite, I'll take care of the catering." So then Shiva invites this guy. This guy comes in and he eats all the food. He basically eats the entire food and he drinks all of the water and everything. And now he's like, give me more, I'm still hungry. I'm still thirsty. So then everyone's like, okay, I don't know what to do. We've used up all the food and water. So then Shiva says, put your hand. And in Tamil, hand is kai and put is vai. So kai, vai becomes vai kai. And then Shiva from his locks releases one part of Ganga and that becomes the Vaigai River. So it's a very interesting origin story of Vaigai River, which is Vegavati or Kritamala, flowing in the Halase Kshetram. So that's the composition we started off with. And we're going to start in the south. So Madurai, this part is in the south of India. We're going to jump all the way to the north and then we're going to work our way back down. So today being auspicious Pradosham day, start with the mention of Shiva and Ganga. So of course we cannot mention rivers without saying Ganga Mata. So our next river we're going to be talking about is of course Ganga Devi. Even Bhagavan himself in Gita says Srotasam Asmi Janhavi. So Mahavishnu, he says, among rivers I am Janhavi. So Ganga. Ganga's origin story is also very interesting. Ganga has many names, Janhavi of course, Bhagirathi. Another interesting name of Ganga is Tripada or Tripadaga. One, because she resides in all three lokas, but also because she has come through the paths of Brahma, Vishnu and Maheshwara. So from Brahma's Kamandala through Vishnu's Pada, when Vishnu took Trivikrama Avadana, Brahma does Pada Puja using the Ganga river. And then of course residing on the locks of Lord Shiva. So Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara, Samanta has come through there. Then Janhavi, why is she called Janhavi? Because when during the episode of Bhagirath trying to bring the Ganga from the heavens to the earth, she's coming with a lot of force and then she comes and goes through Janhu Maharshi's ashrama and Janhu Maharshi just eats her up. And Bhagirath goes and prays. He's like, I need Ganga to sanctify my ancestors. So then Janhu Maharshi releases through his ear. So she's called the daughter of Janhu Maharshi, so Janhavi. That's another name. And all of these incidents are narrated in a single verse of the Ganga Ashtakam by Jagat Guru Adishankar Bhagavad. We'll present that and then immediately follow into Muthuswami Dikshita's Gange Mahamana in 10:55. Adavari pitamahasya niyama vyapara patre jalam paschat pannagashayino bhagavatah padodakam pavanam bhuyashambhujata vibhoshamanirjanhormaghe maharsheriyam kanya kalmasha nashini bhagavati bhagirati patumam gange mam pahi Ma story of Ganga Devi. Girisha Sirasthide, of course, on the head of Lord Shiva. Gambhiragaye, the grand grandeur of her flow. Angaja Tatamude, she has worshipped the feet of Mahavishnu. Akrura Pujite, so in that episode she's also featured. Janhu Bale is also coming here. So this is Shri Muthuswami Diksha's composition on Ganga Devi herself. As we all know, Muthuswami Diksha spent a lot of his time and learned from his guru in Kashi. Asi Varuna Madhye appears in the line of the Samarsi Charana. Asi and Varuna are two rivers that kind of converge at Varanasi. So that's why Varanasi is called Varanasi, because Asi and Varuna coming together. And Kashi Vishweshwara is, of course, probably the most well-known place to where Ganga is worshipped. Another kriti by Sri Paramahamsa Sadashiva Brahmendra on Ganga is Jayatunga Tarange Gange. We'll briefly present that and then move on to the next one. Paramahamsa Guru Bhanita Charire Paramahamsa Guru Bhanita Charire Brahma Vishnu Shankara Rudi Padre Tunga Tarange Gange Jaya Tunga Tarange Gange. So in Kuntala Ragam, some people also sing in Hamsadhani. So to Kuntala Ragam. So yes, we're going to take a very brief tour. Next one is of course Yamuna. Ganga and Yamuna. Without mentioning Lord Krishna, you cannot mention Yamuna. In Nauka Charitram, which is one of the dramas that Sri Tyagaraja Swami wrote, the setting, the backdrop itself is the Yamuna Nadi. So this is the drama is about the Gopikas going to see Lord Krishna. And so, to set the stage of the drama, Sri Tyagaraja Swami has composed a kriti on Yamuna Devi, Pantavaradi. It's kind of an interesting Pantavaradi itself. Chudare Cellulara Yamuna. Chudare Cellulara Yamuna. Not your usual Pantavaradi. It seems to me like it has more of a northern influence. So, being more apt for the Yamuna River, which is running in the northern part of India. Of course, mentioning Lord Krishna, in Jayadeva's Ashtapati, Yamuna plays a very big role. You will see it featuring in almost every Ashtapati. We'll present one, the 11th Ashtapati, set to Ragam Kedaragore as part of the southern tradition. Northern traditions will sing it in many other different ragas. Generally sing it in Kedaragore in the southern traditions. Rati sukha sare kadama bisare madana manohara vesham naguruni dambini gamana vilambara manusarakam hridayesham rahe dhira samire yamunade depicting Vanamali Krishna standing next to the Yamuna river, dressed in the garlands and with all the radiance. Dikshidhar has composed Nanda Gopala Mukunda in the Ragam Yamuna itself. So Yamuna Kalyani is how we generally refer to it now. Dikshidhar references at Yamuna about Sri Krishna. Nanda So, Ganga, Yamuna. Next one, Sarayu. We're circling the north. We're going to be starting making our way down to the south again. Tyagaraja Swami's composition in Raga Manohari depicts a beautiful scene. Sarile nisita to Sita Devi, you are on a boat on the Sarayu River, and don't you remember saying that you'll help me, free me of my all my obstacles that are affecting me. Paritapamu, won't you free me from my paritapam? So, okay. So brief visit in Ayodhya, Sri Rama at Sarayu Tira, and then yesterday was in India, at least it was the Ashadha Ekadasi. It was very special for Panduranga Vithala at Pandaripuram. And here it was on Friday. There it was yesterday. Pandharpur is on the banks of the Bhima Nadi. It's called the Chandrabhaga there, and we'll see why it's called Chandrabhaga. That place is where the tradition of abhangs comes from. The older days of Carnatic concerts, you won't see many abhangs being sung. Nowadays, it's become very popular for abhangs to be presented even in Carnatic concerts, especially with Raga sisters and them popularizing it. So, try to attempt to present one abhang that features Bhima Nadi. Majhe magere bandari ahe bhivar jati majhe magere bandari ahe bhivar jati. So, composed by Sant Ekanath Maharaj, says that Pandharpur is my mother's home. If we are feeling homesick, we want to go see our mother. He says that Panduranga is my father, Rukmani is my mother. And he says the place is located on the banks of Bhima Nadi. Why is Bhima also called Chandrabhaga? Chandrabhaga means shaped like a crescent moon. For people in elementary school, you'll be learning about these things, like how rivers form, meanders, these things. When a river curves, it flows faster on the inside than on the outside. So the erosion happens more on the inside, which causes the curve to become more and more pronounced. So as that happens, the older a river gets, you'll see it has more and more curves in it. And these curves, eventually they'll break off into what's called an oxbow lake. And if you're in 5th grade or something, you'll be you'll be remembering what that is. But that crescent shape that forms as a result of this is the Chandrabhaga. This is also seen in other abhangs. Chandrabhagatiri ubhavitevari karakatavari rangashideveri Chandrabhagatiri ubhavitevari karakatavari rangashideveri Mahadvari garudavagini Vinavinaada janadana swami O Vithalayeve Pandari Raya Vithalayeve Vithala Panduranga 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 Vithala Panduranga. So being Ashadha Ekadasi, having a smaran of Sri Panduranga Kamai, moving on to the next river, coming down south again, Gautami or Godavari is featured in Sri Madrasu Ramadasu's compositions. The first kriti of the Navaratna kritis, Adigo Bhadradri, features Gautami in the first line itself. So, Muda Muda Sita Mudita Lakshmana Kadasi Goluvaga Kaladare Raguvati Gadigo Bhadradri Gautami Digo Chodami Muda Muda Sita Mudita Lakshmana Kadasi Goluvaga Kaladare Raguvati Adigo Bhadradri Gautami Digo Chodami. He says, see there the Bhadragiri, the Rama, the picture is exactly like that, how Rama Lakshmana Sita is situated in Bhadragiri. On the Gautami Tira, go see them, is the gist of that. After taking a brief stop there, moving to next river is Tungabhadra. Tungabhadra is known for having many saints that have graced presence there. One popular composition by Kamalesha Vitala and Salugini is Tungati Ravirajam Tungati Ravirajam Bhajamana Raghavendra Gururajam Tungati Ravirajam. And Dakshinamaya Shri Sharada Pitham is also situated on the banks of Tungabhadra. And in the Sharada Pancharatna Stuti, which is generally sung in the Panchagana Ragas, Bhagavad Adishankara brings the Tunga reference in the first line itself. In Kandajati, Jambata. Srimad Shankara Deshikendra Jite Tunga Pagadi Rage Shingye Yagya Purasite Subhimale Sanno Nisam Sevide Srimad Shankara Deshikendra Jite Tunga Pagadi Rage Shingye Yagya Purasite Subhimale Sanno Nisam Sevide Pideta Ravi Kodi Diti Sagita Prarajamana Shiva Kadi Vacha Mukhamara Chita Padam Vande Sada Sharadam Kadi Vacha Mukhamara Chita Padam Vande Sada Sharadam. So Tunga Pagadi, one of the synonyms for river I showed on the first slide was Apaga. Literally means water going. So Apaga is river. Tunga Apaga Tirage. So very beautifully fitting into the lyrical meter and bringing out the reference there. So after stop there, we're going to move on to, for a brief moment, we're going to stay here. Kaveri. Ganga, Yamuna, and Kaveri are one of probably the most famous rivers in India. So Tyagaraja Swami has composed a kriti on Kaveri itself, and in the charanam, one of the charanams, he says Kaveri has crowning jewels as Sri Ranganatha, Sri Rangam, and Panchanadishwara at Tiruvayar. So we present that charanam, Ragam Asabi for Kaveri. Vedugaga kokila mumrogayano vedujugange shuni joji vedugaga kokila mumrogayano vedujugange shuni joji jagamuna guji banamaina vedu jagamuna guji banamaina see the grandeur of the Kaveri River. Rangeshwani, so Rangeshwani Juchi, see the Ranganatha Swami, who is one of the crown jewels of the Kaveri River. And also Moodu Rendu Nadi Natuni. So Panchanadiya, 5 rivers, he split as 3 plus 2. The Lord of the 3 plus the 2 rivers. So Panchanadishwara at Tiruvayar, which we will come to briefly. But of course Ranganatha being one of the main temples along the Kaveri River. In another one of Tyagaraja Swami's compositions, as very well known, even the Nadamal line includes the mention of Kaveri River. Kaveri tiramunano bhavanamaro rangapuri Kaveri tiramunano. Many of you have heard this kriti. The Nadamal is generally done at Kaveri. So there, Kaveri has an interesting origin story as well. Sage Agastya is known to have worshipped Lord Ganesha in 2 well-known instances. One of which is when he was trying to deal with the demon Vatapi, and that's where we get the reference in Vatapi Ganapati. Another one is where the people in the area where Kaveri is, they were struck with a drought. And so Agastya Bhagavan prays to Ganesha, and Ganesha comes in the form of a crow, hits the Kamandala of Agastya, and from that flows Kaveri. And another reference by Purandaradasa to Kaveri is Dharage Dakshina Kaveri Kumbhapurava Sanuni Darbari Kannada Chandrachuda Shivashankar Bharati. So many composers have sung about Kaveri. You could do an entire, several hour presentation on just Kaveri. But, we're short on time again. Coming to specifically the Tiruvayar Panchanadi Kshetram of inside in the middle of the Kaveri, there are 5 rivers. The Moodu Rendu Nadi are Kaveri, Kollidam, Kudamurutti, Vennaru and Vettaru. These are mostly Tamil names. And the presiding deities there are Pranatarthihara Swami and Dharmasamvardhani Ambar. On Dharmasamvardhani Ambar, Sri Dikshidhar has composed a very unique kriti in Raga Namadeshi or Namanarayani according to the Sampurna Mevakrita school. Narmada Kaveri Narmada So you see Narmada coming here, you might think, what is this about Narmada River or Kaveri River or what's going on? Narmada is nowhere near here. But this is a place where Dikshidhar has shown his proficiency at Sanskritam. Narmada, Narma means happiness or joy. Narmada, giver of happiness, joy. He's qualifying with an adjective the river Kaveri as Narmada. So, qualifying Kaveri using an adjective which incidentally also happens to be the name of another river. But Narmada Kaveri Thiranlaye, the song is about Dharmasamardini Ambar, who's on the banks of the Narmada Kaveri. And then of course, Tyagaraja Swami has composed many songs on Panchaneshwara. Karacharana Yuramu no Salubhujamulo Dharani Sokamo Kagaleda Sharana Manuju Sharana Manuju Morani Dele Panchanari Shayagaraja Udagilano Pranadani Harudanuju Pera Validire Shankarudani Vilalo Pranadati Haraswami, the one who removes the difficulties of those who bow to him, referenced as Panchanadisha in Idalo Pranadati Hara Pathanaragam by Sudhakar Swami. We're going to wrap up this portion on rivers. You might think, okay, what does that mean? We started in Madurai, kind of made a circuit through the entire India really fast, and landed back now in Tirunelveli, where the Tamaraparani flows. Very famous kriti by Sri Muthuswami Dikshidhar is Shuka Shunakadi Sadaradita Shuddhata Prabhavidadastita Shri Kantimatim Raga Himati Shuddhatamraparni Tatasthitam Kantimati Ambar and Nelayapar Swami at Tirunelveli is probably the large town that is situated on the banks of Tamaraparni River. Tamaraparni is because of the copper-colored river, probably due to some minerals that are mixed in the river itself. Another place very close to Tirunelveli is Kardekurchi, where you have the Lakshmi Varaha Swami, and Dikshidhar has also written a composition on that deity, where the Tamaraparni also makes a reference. Pankajasana Pramukha Sevidam Pankaja Mukhamaya Vibhavidam Pankahara Tamravadi Rastam Sankadhara Sadananda Sahitam Lakshmi Varaham. So, Lakshmi Varaha Swami at Kaldekurchi also serves as Mangahara Tamraparani Tirastham. So, both Tirunelveli, Nelayapar Swami and Kaldekurchi are on the banks of Tamaraparni, making references in Dikshidhar. So with this, we have kind of started in Madurai, ended up at Tirunelveli, which are very close together. We've kind of completed a cycle of India. That's going to be one of the themes of this presentation. You know, waters is associated with cycles. I mean, even when you start learning, you learn about the water cycle, right? First cycle is going to be this one. From rivers, we're going to expand the scope. Rivers generally start in a small place and they expand toward the ocean. So we've started with the scope being just rivers. We're going to next focus on some instances where temple tanks in addition to rivers have been featured in compositions. One of these especially famous, well-known tank is says Kamalamba as the Kamalaliya Tirtha Vaibhave. So the Kamalaliya itself, the Tirtham, the Kamalaliya tank, it's very well known, it's very profound Tirtham mentioned by Dikshidhar there. Another well known temple tank is the one in Chidambara, Nataraja's Shivagangai. திசையெங்கணும் புகழும் சிவகங்கையும் தேவசபையும் சிவகாமிர கிஷனமும் திசையெங்கணும் புகழும் சிவகங்கையும் தேவசபையும் சிவகாமிர கிஷனமும் வசி போடாது பாத பேரு கலகங்கள் பரந்திட மகிழ்ந்தும் பாடி கொண்டே என்னேராமும் குந்தன் சந்நிதியிலே on Nataraja. He's saying that he wants to always stay in the vicinity of Lord Nataraja, and he's describing the temple there. He's saying Inganum Puram Shivagangayum. Though all the places are expounding the fame of the Shivagangai, so the temple tank there. Then another very famous temple tank is Swami Pushkarani at Tirumala, where Annamaya has composed. కొండలలో నెలకొన్న కోనేటి రాయడు వాడు కొండలలో నెలకొన్న కోనేటి రాయడు వాడు కొండలంత వరములు గోవేడు వాడు కొండలలో నెలకొన్న కోనేటి రాయడు వాడు. Koneti Rayadvaru literally means the lord of the temple tank itself. So Annamaya is bringing the reference to Swami Pushkarani in this kriti. Then another famous tank is at Haridra Nadi, which is not really a nadi, it's the tank itself at Manargudi Rajagopala Kshetram. In the kriti Rajagopalam Bajeham by in Mohanaragam, Swami Diksha says Haridra Nadi Haridra Nadi Tiram Haryadi Pabaharam Haridra Nadi Tiram. So Haridra Nadi is said to remove the sins of even Brahmahatya. So by visiting Lord Rajagopala at Manargudi Kshetram, you can absolve yourself of those sins, is what is mentioned in this kriti. Coming from temple tanks, one very important tirtham that is part of a temple is in Rameshwaram, the Kodi Tirtham. Kamita phala pradadevum Kodi Tirtha Prabhavam Kamita phala pradadevum Kodi Tirtha Prabhavam. Ramanathan Bajayam is taken there, Kashi Ramakriya or Vrindavarani. And then, so Kodi Tirtham, so all of the holy rivers and waters in around the world are present at that Kodi Tirtham in Rameshwara. Rameshwaram is also seated on the ocean shore. This is also said, referenced in the Charanam Setu Madhya. So the place where Ramachandra started to build the Rama Setu towards Lanka. So now we've come from rivers going through temple tanks, broadening now into the ocean itself. Sagara. So as we say, Akashat Pradidam Toyam Ithagachati Sagara. So as the water falls from the rain, it flows and eventually ends up in the ocean. Sarvadeva Namaskaram Keshavam Padigachati. We do Namaskarams to all the different gods, ends up in Keshava's feet. So Bhagavan also says, Sarasamasmi Sagara. Among the reservoirs of water, I am the ocean. So there we can see references to ocean, especially where Hanuman is crossing the ocean. Rama had to build the Setu, but first Anjaneya had to go and confirm whether Sita Devi is actually in Lanka or if she's somewhere else. So in Varanam by A.S. Pancharakesha here, in Kalyana Vasantam, you will find it in the regular Varnam book. Alai kadal kadandayandre janai udalva alai kadal kadandai. So in Tamil that means the wave from the ocean, he jumped over the ocean. Then another reference in Tyagaraja Swami's Kapivaridhi Datuna Kalgirote Datuna Kapivaridhi Datuna. Out of Madhurali Shongu today, Aparama Bhakti Ento, Tyagaraja Swami expounds the greatness of Rama Bhakti, saying that it is because of Anjaneya's Rama Bhakti that he was able to cross the ocean and find Sita. He jumped over the ocean. Then he was searching in Ravana's palace, and eventually he saw Mandodari, and he thought he found Sita, and he said, "Oh no, that's not her." Then he was kind of getting worried, like, "Okay, I can't find Sita. What's going to happen?" And then he prays to Lord Rama, and then at that moment is when Anjaneya comes upon the Ashoka Vana and actually discovers that Sita Devi is residing there. So that devotion to Lord Rama directly is what leads Hanuman to accomplish his mission. That greatness of Rama Bhakti is what is being expounded in this Kriti, Aparama Bhakti Ento. Then another kshetram which is also situated on the shore of the ocean shore in Tamil Nadu is Tiruchendur, where you will see like Sendilandavan, Murugan, one of the Arubadai Veedu there. It's where he, after beheading the demon Shura Padmasura, comes to rest. In Tirupugar by Arunagirinathar. It's one of the references in Irupuri Edinda is Tirupugar by Arunagirinathar, where the Alai Portha Sendil Tangiya, so the wave ridden shore, whose place is there, that Perumale, that Muruga is about. So we've come from river to lake to ocean. Next we have to complete the water cycle, right? I don't really have anything for evaporation, okay, if you find something. But condensation we do have. Megha. Say Megha, you immediately think of Nila Megha Shama. Of course, is going to be compared with the clouds. Interestingly though, in the Kriti on Lord Ganesha, Diksha also brings on comparison to clouds. So in Kadikalabhamukham, it's about Dundi Ganeshwara in Mayiladurai or Mayavanam. He's saying one who has stolen the beauty of the clouds, so one who has surpassed the beauty of the clouds, talking about Ganesha here. Incidentally, in the Pallavi itself, Kaveri Tadasthitam Saveri Raganutam Kadi Kalabha Mukham. Many beautiful things about this Kriti. Swaraksham, of course, in the opening itself. Then Kaveri, Saveri, the rhyming. Many things to talk about in this Kriti itself. But reference to river in the top, and also reference to clouds in the bottom. Uttugadi Venkata Kavi has also composed the popular Kriti on Shri Krishna. Neela Mukhil Polaragam. Nadaam Balakrishnan Padamala Neelamukhil Polaraka. So comparing Krishna's beauty to that of the clouds. And then in the Madhyamakalam portion of the Charanam, Maritadeka Govardhana Malakadeta Dindoran Maritadeka Govardhana. So Krishna is well known for lifting the Govardhana hill to shield from the torrential downpours that Indra was putting on them. So that episode is taken reference here. And incidentally, of course, we have to complete the water cycle. So rain is next. Right? Vrishti, Parjanya, Varisha, these are all names for rain. On the left, you see the picture of Itayapuram Palace, where this is where when Sreeram Venkat was going there, they were stricken with a drought. So then Sreeram Venkat at that point sang Sadananda Hridaya Nidaye Sadaye Sadhya Subrtiye Dave Dvam Sandakam Chintaye Gamadeshwari Sandam Dashaya 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 Amrita Kashini Amrita Kashini Harati Pujite Shive Bhavaniya and immediately started to pour. In fact, it poured so much that instead of singing Sallam Varshaya Varshaya Varshaya, he had to change it and sing Sallam Stambaya Stambaya Stambaya. Like, stop. It's pouring too much. Calm down a little bit. So that's a relevant incident that comes with rain. Then Andal the Tirupavi, fourth Tirupavi, asked Krishna to pour the rains so that they can enjoy their Margari Vratam. So Andal is asking Krishna to let forth the rains. So now we've kind of completed the second cycle, which is the whole water cycle. We had one cycle, which is the cycle of rivers in India, geographical cycle. Now we have the water cycle itself. To kind of wrap up the presentation, we're going to talk about Jagara Swami has a composition, Koti Nadulu Dhanush Koti. He says, Manase, mind, why are you wandering to all of these different rivers? All of the Koti Nadis are found in Rama's tip of Rama's bow. Dhanush Koti has two different meanings here. Dhanush Koti itself is the picture you're seeing that's the physical place where the Rama Setu started. But Dhanu is the bow, and Koti meaning the tip of the bow. Koti Nadulu Dhanush Koti So he's saying, mind, don't wander all across searching for these rivers and everything. Just go seek the feet of Rama, and that's enough for you. All of the nadis, everything is there. So what does that mean? Now, I spent the last hour talking about all these nadis, and okay, you don't need any of those, no. See, Jagara Swami's mind was at a state where if he goes and meditates on Rama's feet, he can immediately attain that. We are not at that level. Our manasir is not achieved that level of Shuddha. So, we need to go to these rivers in order to purify ourselves, attain this Chitta Shuddhi, and then if we meditate on Rama, then yes, you can attain that kind of sadhana, and through that you can attain the salvation. So, in Yamunashtakam by Bhagavad Padacharya, each line ends with He specifically prays to Yamuna Devi, saying Dhunotu no manomalam, the dirt that is accumulated on my hridayam, of course not on Bhagavad Padacharya's hridayam, he's saying it for us, our hridayam, remove that please, Kalinda Nandini, Yamuna Sada, always. So, point being, yes, visiting all of these divine nadis, divine kshetras, or even thinking of them as we have had the fortune to do today, can bring some amount of cleanliness to our manas. Through that, we can finally, through sustained practice of this, eventually, what is the result, right? We want to attain that supreme state, which Dikshidhar in the apt Kriti here, Jambupate, on Jambukeshwara Swami, the personification shown as of the water element here, in Tiruvanekkaval, also on the Kaveri Tira, in Raga Yamuna itself, he says, Jambupate Mampahi Nijananda Mata Bodham Dehi. Once you have done all of this sadhana, cleanse your manomanam, of course, you will get that Nijananda Matam Bodham. We will conclude the presentation with that. Not the full Kriti, of course, it's going to take too long. In the Anupallavi, the three main rivers, at least that we are featured today, Ganga, Kaveri, and Yamuna, will be that line. And then we'll conclude with the very last part of the channel. Ambudhi Ganga Kaveri Yamuna. So that features in the Anupallavi immediately brings out the Ambudhi, the ocean, Ganga, Kaveri, and Yamuna, saying that these are all forms of Lord Shiva. And one thing that is interesting about water, if you notice, let's say you met an alien who had never tasted water before. How would you think about describing what water tastes like to this alien? It's really difficult if you think about it, right? Just pure water, not water with any flavorings mixed in. It's something that you can really only know if you have drank water. You know what water is, you can drink it. In the same way, the Parabrahman is like that. You cannot express it through words, only through the Anubhavam you can reach that. So, that parallel is brought out in the ending of the charan, which we will continue. Quick overview of rivers through Carnatic compositions, rivers and also water in general. I want to thank you to SIFAA for giving us this opportunity. Thank you to Visruth and Vinithra for accompanying me on very short notice. I didn't tell them any of the songs, so they were able to wonderfully pick up and accompany basically on the fly. Thank you all for listening. If there were any mistakes in the presentation, please excuse them. And hope you all enjoy the rest of the evening. If you have any questions, I don't know if you have.
How long did it take,
What?
the whole thing, for you to put this together?
I don't know.
How did you find the time?
While I was driving on the flying over here.
How did you come up with this concept?
So actually, for Vrindavani, this organization, which I don't think exists anymore, they were having a festival, youth festival 2022, and there's a charity event. Oh, sorry. So a charity event for Vrindavani, and that year the charity was Save the Trees. So there I had given a Lec Dem on trees, flowers, and Carnatic music. So then I was thinking about something similar. I thought maybe rivers would be interesting.
Nice. Thank you.
That was a wonderful demonstration. Can we please give them another round of applause? Do you want to say a couple words to summarize your thoughts?
Amazing presentation, Sreeram. Thank you so much. They say, right, life starts and ends in water. So I think that was the best cruise I went on ever. And I wish it can go on forever. So aptly chosen, most of it was Bhagavad Pada and Dikshitar. And they were the ones who walked the length and breadth of India. So I think they had the best viewpoint and the experience of the rivers, I guess. And so very aptly chosen. I enjoyed every single one of them. Very well covered too. So you didn't leave like clouds to rivers to Tirtham. Yeah, I would not have been able to come up with that. If I had said rivers, I would have just stuck to rivers, but you gave the complete spectrum. That was amazing. Thank you so much again. And so much to ponder on. All these very familiar conversations, but then something like this triggers and makes you wonder to go deeper and look for more profound philosophical, historical meaning beyond the music that we generally tend to just suck on. So the Koti Nadi point was like the cherry on the top. So perfect. Thank you so much. And they say the best word is that anirvachaniya. It has so much deeper meaning. There's nothing more to be said. It's exactly that word mean. Or I don't think I can summarize this in words. That's what anirvachaniyam is, right? So I think I was given the very difficult task of trying to summarize this. But I think you did that yourself. So again, thank you so much and great accompaniment by Vinithra and Visruth. Thank you again so much.